Have you ever noticed how the more you try to escape something, the more it pulls you in? That's exactly what happened to me back in my first year of college. I'm Myra. Yesterday, I was just another girl shifting into the hostel. Today is my first official day in college. My dream had always been to start my own business, but my family had other plans. A girl with a degree can get a good husband, they'd say. What they didn't know was degree or not. I had no intention of marrying just for the sake of it. Anyway, as I stepped onto the college campus, a group of seniors immediately started ragging me. I wasn't scared though. I kept walking like I didn't hear them until a voice yelled, "Hey, lollipop, where do you think you're going?" Ignoring it, I walked faster, but then a boy blocked my path. "Miss Lollipop, I'm talking to you," he said. I stood my ground. "The name's Myra, not Lollipop. Try some respect next time." A girl behind him burst out laughing, and seeing her, I couldn't help but smile. Turns out, she was Eilina, one of their group members. They were typical seniors, teasing for fun, but I wasn't one to make unnecessary friends. I liked my space. Then there was Rian, tall, athletic, and definitely the kind who caught every girl's eye, but not mine. I never cared much for heroes, yet something about him felt oddly familiar. Classes began, and so did the whispers and drama. Girls drooled over Rian while I kept to myself. One day in class, he tried to show off. I gave him a sarcastic reply that made the whole class laugh. "My brain walks with my legs," I told him. "Otherwise, it sits just like me." As the semester rolled on, I kept seeing Rian around. There was this strange familiarity as if we had met before, but I brushed off the thoughts. I had exams coming up. One gloomy evening, I decided to visit the library. The moment I picked up a book, I looked up and locked eyes with him. "Rian," my heart raced. He apologized, thinking he'd interrupted me, but I barely managed a response. Back in the hostel, I kept overthinking. Why did he make me so restless? Soon, campus drama began. My friend Needy and I were sitting around when Divya showed up crying. "The guy I liked, Tejas, is in love with someone else," she wailed. "I don't want to live anymore." Turns out, Tejas liked a girl named Shruti. Divya was heartbroken. To cheer her up and maybe have some fun, I came up with a plan. I borrowed an old fake Facebook ID from my cousin Priya and renamed it Ayushkaur. I used the profile to chat with Divya, pretending to be a sweet, mysterious boy. A few days later, Divya messaged me, "Ayush, I've fallen for someone else. You're amazing, but I can't cheat my heart." She dumped me, Ayush, before I could even come clean. Honestly, I was relieved. Then came the real twist. While uninstalling the Facebook app before exams, I saw a familiar name, Meher. Something about his profile made me pause. Before I could stop myself, I sent him a friend request from another fake ID, this time as Pale Gupta. To my surprise, he accepted instantly and messaged, "Hey, do you need notes?" Apparently, he assumed I was a first year. I replied awkwardly and we started chatting. He was different. Quiet, kind, thoughtful. One night, he said, "Everyone talks to me for notes, but you single quotes Ray ... different." His messages slowly became more personal, more heartfelt. Then one day, he asked if I knew a girl named Myra. "She's fearless," he said. "Speaks her mind. I admire her." That was it. I wanted to tell him the truth. That Pale was actually Myra. But just as I was about to confess, he sent another message. "She may seem cold, but I know she's kind." Those words froze me. I wasn't ready for him to know the truth, not yet. The next day, he asked to meet Pale in person after lunch in the library. I panicked, but I knew I had to stop lying, so I went. When I saw him enter the library and start looking around, my heart pounded. After sitting silently for half an hour, I finally stood up and walked toward him. "Hi," I said. "I need to tell you something. I'm not Pale. I'm Myra, the same girl you were waiting for." There was silence. Then he softly said, "I figured." And that's when I knew. Sometimes the heart finds its way, even through fake names, broken plans, and unexpected emotions. The moment Ayaan walked out, Myra's world shifted. Her heart raced, and her mind struggled to process what had just happened. Her childhood friend, someone she had laughed with, fought with, and leaned on, had just confessed he loved her. And she had stayed silent. That night, Myra couldn't sleep. Every memory of Ayaan replayed like an old film in her mind. The times he stood up for her in school, their endless conversations, the way he always knew when something was wrong. Had she really never noticed the depth of his feelings? The next morning, Myra tried to act normal, but everything felt off. Ayaan didn't come to college. He didn't reply to her texts either. It was the first time they hadn't spoken in over a day. That silence hurt more than she expected. Days passed, and still no word from him. Myra tried focusing on her studies, but her heart wasn't in it. She missed him, his silly jokes, his protective nature, the way he made her feel safe without even trying. One evening, unable to bear the distance anymore, she went to his house. His mother greeted her warmly but told her Ayaan wasn't home. Disappointed, she left, hoping he'd reach out soon. Meanwhile, Ayaan was struggling too. He had confessed his feelings, expecting rejection. But the silence from Myra felt worse than a no. He avoided her, thinking he needed to give her space or maybe protect his heart from further hurt. But fate had other plans. A week later, during a college fest, Myra spotted Ayaan across the crowd. Their eyes met, and for a moment, everything else faded away. She took a deep breath and started walking toward him. Myra weaved through the crowd. Her eyes locked on Ayaan. He looked the same calm on the outside, but she knew there was a storm behind that silence. As she got closer, he turned away, pretending not to notice her. But Myra wasn't going to let him go again. "Ayaan," she called out. He paused for a second, then slowly turned around. "Hey," he said, his voice quiet, guarded. "Can we talk?" she asked. He hesitated, then nodded. They stepped away from the crowd and walked toward the college garden. The sky was overcast, as if reflecting the weight in the air between them. Neither of them spoke for a moment. Finally, Myra broke the silence. "Why did you stop talking to me?" Ayaan looked away. "I thought you didn't feel the same. You didn't say anything, so I figured I should back off." Myra stepped closer. "I didn't know what to say that day. You caught me off guard. So, is that your answer?" he asked, a sad smile on his lips. "Silence means no." "No," she said firmly. "Silence means I was scared." His eyes met hers, confused. "I was scared of losing you, of ruining our friendship. But more than that, I was scared of how much I already felt for you without even realizing it," Myra said, her voice trembling. Just then, it started to rain, soft at first, then heavier. But neither of them moved. Ayaan's heart pounded. "What are you saying, Myra?" "I'm saying, I love you too," she whispered, her eyes glistening not from the rain, but from everything she had kept buried for so long. Without another word, Ayaan pulled her into a hug, the kind that said everything words couldn't. They stood there, drenched, holding onto each other as the rain washed away every misunderstanding, every fear. In that moment, nothing else mattered.